Hey, what's up shrinkers, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we will talk to you guys about filtration. And one of the reasons I haven't been talking much about filtration in a stream tank is because streams, they do have quite significant bioload if you have a lot of streams. However, there's the basic fundamental of stream keeping. Usually we use sponge filters. So there are, of course, there are many types of sponge filters. I will get into that. One of the filters that I've been using so far for my home setup is actually Toto hang-on filter. I also have Eheim, Fluver, I have all of them. The Toto hang-on filters are really good in the sense that they are actually, the very last chamber actually does not have oxygen, whereby they can actually have this bacteria where they can actually convert nitrates to nitrogen gas. So which means that your nitrate level will remain low. However, the price point is going to be expensive. If you have extra budget or extra money that you can actually spend on, and you do not have a lot of tanks, maybe you have 15-20 tanks, you still can get it over time. Have all of them hang on filters in that way. However, for those who are looking at a larger scale where you want to have more sponge filters, more low-cost option, then we will be looking at what type of sponge filters are there available in the market. Sponge filters being sponge filters, they are all 100% air-driven, and there's nothing really much in terms of the delivery of the filtration. It means that the air goes in, it actually tries to suck in the water through the sponges, and then it throws out the water through the spout. So there are many low-cost options available in the market, and I'm just going to pan around and let you guys see some of these options. And one of the reasons I'm doing this video is because I actually have the opportunity to get Aquarium Co-op Easy Flow sponge filter upgrade kits, and they are phenomenal. I'm just going to show you. So you can actually see that most of my tanks over here are actually sponge filter driven. Air driven sponge filters. All of this is using sponge filter, and the reason is because if you want to expand in such a scale, you really want to have a low cost option where you can deliver the filtrations as required for the streams to actually breed, and yet does not break your piggy bank. And one of the things is because if you have such a scale, you need to have a lot more filtration. So each of these tanks, we call it the 20 gallons or 100 liters or 80 liters. We usually use about two sponge filter, and you can actually see, in terms of the flow rate, it's actually quite good. You can actually, turn it up or turn it down depending on how fast you actually want. However, there's also a saturation point where you can actually hear where it starts juggling or chuckling out air, which means that it's no longer able to deliver the type of filtrations. So in such instances whereby if you really want to have more filtration or a stronger filtration, you are actually limited by the design of this filter, because I don't think anybody would like to really hear the chuckling sound throughout the day, and this is really annoying, and I don't think your family members will really like it. So I think that's the maximum velocity or the maximum flow rate we can actually use for this filter. And so I have the luxury, the opportunity to actually have this as well. I did some modification to the filter. It's a little bit shorter in the sense that I removed one of the tiers in there. The reason is because stream tanks are normally not so high up. We usually have a 45 cm height, which means that we are limited by the sponge filter with that one that comes with it. However, with just a slight modification, I just have to remove one of the components in there, and then just fix it together. We will be able to do it. And for this, you can actually see that it's a new design with an air lift. I think in terms of flow distribution and flow rate, it's going to be much better. So I'm just going to turn this up, and you can actually see the vast difference in terms of the flow rate. You can actually compare this, you know, side by side on this. I'm just going to just turn this up. You know, you can actually turn this up, and over here you can actually see the flow rate. It's actually amazing. You can see how fast is it. Just gonna, you know, keep turning it up and look at the flow rate. I'm just gonna zoom in. You can actually see the flow rate is super fast and super fine. There's no noise, no chuckling sound, and even at a very high speed, it's still possible. You know, it's still even possible. But of course, we will not be using such a high flow rate for stream tanks. It's going to cause a lot of turbulence in the stream tank, so there's no requirement in that sense to have that kind of flow rate at this speed. So we can actually tune it down, but you can see that it's easy. You know, it flows really smoothly compared to this one over here. You can actually see, and if you put them side by side, in terms of the flow, you can see that one is really struggling in terms of the bubble rate. You can actually see the flow rate on the right side. Over here, you can actually see that it's still decent. You know, it's still decent, but they are all very big bubbles. And over here, you can actually see that this one is very small and very fast, and it breaks off very cleanly as well. So, you know, we can just dial this down, and I think we are really good to go. The only difference, I think, other than the design of this, you know, this delivery of the output, another difference is that the sponges on these ones are coarse. So these are really coarse filtration filter versus the ones on the right where we have them. You know, these are the very fine sponges. And one of the reasons that we are, you know, looking at doing this experiment, or, you know, this test, is because I have been, you know, washing these filters. You know, these filters over here, I've been trying to, you know, every time we do a wash, we clean them, we take them out, we squish them. We need multiple times of squishing. You know, we kind of wash them thoroughly, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort just to go through them. And I was at one point, I'm just thinking, just chuck it out and then get a new one and just put it back in. However, I don't think that's a sustainable approach, and that's the reason why we came to explore, and then we look at, you know, is there another way that we can actually do. So this coarse filter will definitely be one of the contender, you know, something that we can actually consider as well. And there's actually a bigger one over here. There's a bigger one over here. You can actually see there's a bigger one here. On the left side, there's a bigger one, and then on the right side, there's a smaller one. So I'm just giving it a try and see, you know, which ones are actually more, you know, is going to work well in the tank. Definitely, let's not compare this to hang-on filter, but sponge filters per se, we're going to compare, right, you know, on the left and the right type. The fine sponge filter versus the coarse sponge filters. Am I worried about, you know, babies, like for example, if I'm going to use them in this tank where we have a lot of small babies, am I you know, afraid that the babies go in and then doesn't come out and things like that? So actually, I'm not that afraid. You know, one of the reasons is because streams are not stupid, and there's no reason for them to go in and not come out, because there's not much difference in terms of, you know, if we compare that to the sponge, not sponges, the mosses that we have over here. You can see how dense this moss is. You know, they are able to actually navigate in and also navigate out. So there's really no concerns in terms of the sponges, unless, you know, you're going to wash them, you're going to take them out. Definitely, you're going to give a little swish around the sponge before you really remove them and then start washing them. However, if you wash them in the bucket, there's definitely no reason to fear or worry, because then you will have the babies actually coming out into the pail as well. So in terms of filtration, the Coarse filter, I think the delivery method for this is from Aquarium Co-op is really good. And if those who are interested outside, you know, outside of Singapore, who are interested to actually get it, you can reach out to me, you can reach out to your stream agents. Definitely, you know, we'll find some ways to actually get you the sets and let you guys try and see which ones are the ones, you know, instead of me just talking about or instead of me just the only person trying with all these experiments. You guys can actually try these as well. They are, you know, sponges are fairly cheap. You can try, and if they really work well, I think this is going to be a big game changer. The reason is because I do not want to continue to feed you know, the suction cup. You know, in a year or two, the suction cup hardens up, and then you have to redo it again and things like that. So this just floats down, it sinks down, it does its job, and I think overall what we want is simplicity, and this will do the job. So it's really about filtration. I'm just going to test out a few filtration, and then, you know, in the months to come, when we put streams in there, we will then give an update and show you guys if there's any issues or challenges that we actually face. However, you know, from where we see at the onset, I don't think there's going to be much of a challenge. Definitely, we are going to be looking at how can we actually deliver this on a massive scale as well. So thank you guys for watching this video. Please remember to give a thumbs up if you like this video, and for those who enjoy this video, please give a thumbs up, and for those who are new to this channel, please remember to subscribe, and until next time, peace out.